Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time it is going to be a new series that I'm doing called Throwback Thursday, and this is where on Thursday I'm going to be posting an old format video, and this time it is going to be 2019 national format, so TOS format as most people call it, and I guess we can just go ahead and hop right in. So we're going to have Eddie Fiv versus Rushada, and also I guess I'll leave a link to their Twitch down below in the description if you want to go check them out at Loop Cobbs. And let's just go ahead and hop right in. So we are going to see Eddie win the rock, paper, scissors, shoe, and then they are going to be deciding to go first, 40 versus 40. Gotta love to see it. Opening hands, we have Light Stage, Ash, Engage, Babble, and Called By. So this is Orcust. Maybe a little bit weird to see like multiple different engines in the deck, but that's just kind of how Orcust was played at one point. These were like the best engines to throw in it, since like this can also grab you like Eagle Booster, which helps you play around hand traps, and then Light Stage also can like stop a back row. And then they have Shark Cannon, MST, Foolish, Rhoda, and Veilers, so they have one hand traps. So it's Sky Striker versus Orcust, and yeah, we can see that as 40 card Sky Striker too, which is pretty important. And they're playing like hand traps, which means that this probably isn't like the double or nothing build. No Mystic Mine or anything there. They're gonna go ahead and start off by activating Engage, grab Hornet Drones, and Engage is also in 3 in this format. Go ahead, summon out Token, and then they're gonna get rid of Token for Kagari, and then Kagari effect, add back Engage. And then activate Engage to go grab Eagle Booster, which is like super solid. And then activate Light Stage, go grab the Trickstar. And then normal summon out, effect, go grab Light Stage. Also, I have something in my eye. I always have something in my eye though, whenever I'm recording. Go grab the Extender Trickstar, which won't be an Extender here, but it's just like a card to add to hand. Because I only play like one of this and one of that. And then summon out Cerberus, get rid of that, go for Mermaid. And then activate Mermaid effect, discard, summon out Nightmare. Obviously, they're not going to Veiler when they know they have Eagle Booster. They're going to wait. And then activate the Orcust effect, go dump the Harp. And then Harp effect, banish to summon out the Skelly. Then get rid of those to go for Rusty. And then activate Rusty effect, dump Cloak, set Fogblade. And then activate Cloak to go grab Boots. And then activate the Skelly effect to bring out Galatea. Activate Galatea. Chain Veiler there. They are just going to chain Called By here so that way they can still set. Wow. I feel like trading Called By, because like you're pretty much getting rid of Called By that would be set at the end of the turn for Crescendo. I feel like that's worth it. So I would have Called By, because Crescendo's so good. It's an interruption. It's a follow-up. It's like a very, 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 very good interruption versus so many different decks. Summon Galatea. Activate Boots to go grab Fogblade. But I mean, this also isn't like a bad interruption against most decks. This is probably the deck it's worst against in this format. Because the other decks that are like super popular, the reason why it's called TOS is because there was Thunder Dragon, which is the T, Orcust for the O, Sky Striker for an S, and Salamangreat for an S, which is why it's called TOS. And then go ahead, set, pass, draw Foolish Goods. And then they're going to activate MST. Pretty sure they just targeted Called By, so no reason to chain it there. Yeah, go ahead, hit Veiler. Then activate Foolish to go dump the Fusion. And then activate Rhoda, chain Ash Blossom. Pretty much just hoping they don't have like any engine there. Fusion, put back, draw Widow. And then, yeah, they just go ahead and admit defeat there. That wasn't really a good game one, not gonna lie. Usually Sky Striker can do stuff like Mystic Mine or something like that. Like if they would have had Metaverse there, we would have seen our striker or our Orcust player get, not blown out, but they would have got heavily punished for Ash Blossoming the Rhoda. Opening hands the next game, we have Instant Fusion, Trickstar, Terraforming, Light Stage, and Harp. The late stage again, really good for hitting the back row. And then they have multi-roll, Area 0, Desires, Veiler, and Ray. And then Instant Fusion can go ahead and they can summon out a couple different things, which will be good versus the Striker matchup. I wonder how many like hand traps they're playing, because like even back then, like, oh, DB Grind, you're talking about hand traps, oh, how crazy. But like, come on, you had to have played hand traps back then, because going second versus the mirror match, if you had no hand traps, you held the L. You held the L hard most of the time. And then versus like Thunder Dragon, like that deck was insane. Like you had to like have a way to stop them. And then there was also Salad. Salad didn't really make that oppressive of a board besides Dweller. Dweller, that card's insane. So like you needed hand traps like in the main deck. I felt like, especially with like how popular Salad was, like that was the most popular deck for sure. You needed to like stop Dweller every game one. Target Ray and then Chain Ray, bring out Hayate, go ahead mill 3, and then grab Afterburners. They're also playing Hercules base, which is interesting, really interesting. This format, Kagari was at 1. Yeah. Fairly certain that was the only hit. Like 99% sure that Kagari was at 1. Engage was at 3. And I want to say multi-roll was at 3 too, right? Fairly certain. Go grab Foolish Goods Ash. Looking at the banishes, we can see like a Hercules base, Widow, Hornet. Next time before I record one of these, I'll actually like look at the ban list so I know for sure. You drew the 1 Desires. You only played 1 Desires. Activate Foolish Goods. Go dump Engage. Then turn Hayate into Kagari. Kagari effect. Grab Engage. And then set. Multi-roll to out. And then activate to go search out Widow. So we can see that they're just like not playing Mystic Mine, it looks like. Like we haven't seen Mystic Mine cards at all, which is like really dumb. Because that was definitely the best way to play this deck. Mystic Mine was the reason to play this deck. End phase Shiz, go grab Widow. Then they're gonna set Widow and Engage. Well, they should be like randomized. I mean, you didn't like have to play Mystic Mine in this deck. There was a lot of people that still didn't, but I felt like that stuff was like so good. Draw Ash. Against this deck, they actually have a way to like out Mystic Mine stuff, which is Black Garden, which was like in every Orcust player's side deck. The thing about Black Garden is that before going into the tournament, everybody knew that Black Garden was like a huge tech card in the side deck of Orcust. So every Sky Striker player then went ahead and played ways to out the tokens. So, you know, you kind of had to be, you had to like be aware of that for sure. You didn't really want a Black Garden turn 1, like on your turn 1 if you were going first, because it just wasn't worth it. Activate Light Stage. And then go ahead and they're going to go grab the extender. And then activate Light Stage. Ooh. And they are going to target a Widow. Activate Instant Fusion. Summon out the Thousand Eyes Restrict. Effect target Shiz and then Chain Imperm to stop that. Normal summon out Trickstar. So nothing to add. Whoops. So they're only playing 2 Light Stage. Maybe they sided one out or something. Summon Phoenix, effect, target Widow. They're going to go ahead and chain the Widow to negate and take there. And then Trickstar, summon itself out. And then activate Harp, chain Ash Blossom. That's yeah, that's it. This is going to go to Graveyard because of Light Stage. And then they're going to get this back because of Widow. And then just passing turn. They're not going to like multi-roll or set anything there. Draw Metalphos Fusion. It's actually a good draw there. They're going to activate multi-roll on it. And then activate Engage. go search out Shark Cannon, and then draw onto Rhoda. Then Metalfist Fusion, put itself back, draw multi-roll. Yeah, multi-roll was at multiples, Engage was at multiples, but Kagari was at 1. Like, the mirror match, it was like super. He said, yo, Kagari at 1, that's crazy. Yeah, like the mirror match, you like had to Ray tag into Kagari, or you would actually just lose the matchup like instantly. Activate Rhoda, go grab Ray. Then they're gonna go battle phase, attack, and they do have 5 spells, so they can just go ahead and beat over here. And then they're gonna activate Shark Cannon, summon back out the Nightmare Phoenix, and then get rid of those to go for Hida effect, summon out the Nightmare Phoenix, and then get rid of those to go for Bomber. Bomber was such a good card in this deck. They're gonna set Shark and Widow, and like they can trigger it with the Shark Cannon too, pass, draw boots, and also Shark Cannon was insane versus this deck because they can bring back out the Ding and then Ding effect ascend. And it was so annoying. Activate Light Stage. And this will be targeting the Widow Anchor. And then normal summon out boots. Get rid of those for Cerberus. And then go for Mermaid. And then Mermaid effect, Chain Veiler. Said, nice. In a mid defeat. So, it didn't really matter, to be honest. Like, if they didn't have Veiler, they would have just like Shark Cannon and outed your field anyways. But going on to game 3 now, we're going to see Orcust going first. Opening hands, we have Imperm, Light Stage, Engage, Harp, and Called By. So this is like really good. And then they have Area 0, Imperm, Lancia, Veiler, Hornet. So they do have Lancia. Hopefully they don't try to like Called By Veiler or anything like that. They're going to go ahead and main phase, activate Engage, grab Hornet. Then Hornet, summon out Token. Then summon Kagari effect, target Engage, Chain Veiler to say no. And then Light Stage, grab the Trickstar. And then normal summon out Trickstar effect. Like, this just plays through so many cards here. Personally, in my version of this deck, I really liked, there's something in my eye is just not going away, but I personally really liked like Armageddon Knight and Scrap Recycler because you had so many different extenders like Hornet, Engage, Light Stage, the other Trickstar. Like you could just like extend, and then those cards could also be starters by themselves if you didn't open up like a Scrap Recycler. And then if you open up like Scrap Recycler Light Stage, you know, you get to go ahead and then you get to like normal summon out Scrap Recycler. You could go ahead and dump and then do your plays. And a lot of people were just like, hey, if you play against Orcust, just hand trap their Mermaid effect and they pass. But like, we were just never passing to that. We were never passing to that. We were passing to Lancia for sure, but not one hand trap. Like, we were playing through double hand trap every time, or like one hand trap every time. Especially because like post side deck, you'd have like 3 Engage, 3 Eagle Booster because you'd side into 2 more. You'd have 3 Called By. You would have the Harps and the Nightmares that you could draw to discard off of the Nightmare effect that you're activating. You had the Scrap Recyclers, Armageddon Knight. Like, it was kind of crazy how people thought like one hand trap beat the deck, and then like you'd play versus decks and they'd like double hand trap you, and you still just full combo, and they're like, man, I didn't know the deck could do that. Summon, go for Mermaid effect, discard, and then they're gonna let this go through, because if they go ahead and Imperm, then you know they're just gonna play anyways. So go ahead and summon out the Nightmare, drop Lancia, and then Chain Called By. Said sacked. Yeah, drawing the Called By for Lancia definitely feels good. Summon Galatea, activate Harp. Harp's gonna summon out Skelly, and then activate Nightmare, dump Wand, and then get rid of those. Go for Rusty, and then Rusty effect, and they're letting this go through. Feel like you wouldn't let that go through. Cause yeah, now they're gonna set shade. Like, nah, Redoer is pretty good. They're gonna go ahead, Skelly, bring out Galatea effect, chain imperm. I guess maybe they were just like hoping they don't go for Redoer, but like, I guess they don't want Crescendo being live either. And like, yeah, I guess they just don't want Crescendo being live. Okay, yeah, that's fair. It's just like a really rough spot for them though. Because now they hand loop themselves. Summon out Ding effect to attach the Skelly, and then activate Cloak to go grab Boots, and then they're gonna special summon out Boots, get rid of those, go for Galatea, and then activate Wand effect to summon out the Harpor, and then flip the Shade, because they have no traps in graveyard. Overlay for the Redoer, set Imperm, activate Boots. Well, they probably should have Boots first, because now it's pretty obvious where Fogblade is. Just a little misstep. You know what happens, especially when you go back and you play like these old formats and you're used to current format, because this format was like 2 years ago. Pass, Redoer effect, hit a spell. Ooh, okay, doesn't hit a spell. That's unfortunate. Draw Afterburners there. They're going to activate Afterburners on Redoer. Chain Redoer just to tag itself out. Hornet, bring out Token. Then go for a Hayate. Battle Phase, try to attack directly. Fogblade this. And then go summon Kagari. Kagari effect to add back the Afterburners. Chain Imperm. Okay, let's see. Area 0. Let's see. This has got to be... I don't even know, like, even if you hit engage here, like, you don't even have 3 spells engraved to draw off of it. Oh, yeah, that's game. Grab Ray, put the rest back, Kagari gets gone. Yeah, and they just submit defeat there. Frowny face. I like seeing Orcust do good. I'm definitely a big fan of this deck. I'm one of those people who want Harpor to come off the ban list ASAP. I think it should have already happened. Hopefully next ban list it happens. Imagine like this card comes off the ban list. That'd be really nice. I don't know why I remember a lot of people hated on this deck at one point. Because like it was the best deck. People were like, "Oh, Babble's too broken. Ban the deck. Ban the deck." Or everyone was saying ban Babble. I always thought Babble was like one of the worst cards in the deck, to be honest. Like even when the deck like pretty much like turboed out Babble, still didn't feel like Babble was like that crazy. Even though it makes everything a quick effect, which like in theory is absolutely insane. But I just love Crescendo. Like having like a negate plus a follow up off of a card, and that card also beat like that card was just so good. It was so good. Babble was definitely decent though at some points. But like Nat's format, if I go back, I probably would have cut Babble from my list just because I didn't like that card. I would have cut Babble, put Orchestrated Return in. I did that like right after Nats. Orchestrated Return was nice. That card was nice. You didn't even play like that many Orcust cards though. You played like 1 Skelly, 3 Harp, 2 Nightmare, and a Wand. But like you could just like set it from your deck. You wanted to have like another target. Babble was good versus like the Salamangreat matchup if you let the game go that far, which was kind of hard for the game to go that far. Sometimes it would happen, but your Salad opponent would have to get like really lucky, which can happen for sure. But seeing how long the match was, it was 28 minutes long, so that's not bad for a match. It was pretty quick though, especially when they could have been like on Mystic Mine or main decking Floodgates, which like a lot of people were doing back then. But we didn't get to see it here. We didn't get to see like the Double or Nothing Spice that Ryan Yu made back in the day. But if you want to see more matchups like this, like old format matchups, let me know down below in the comments. If this video does good on the views, it'll let me know next week to maybe go ahead and try pushing out 2 of these instead of 1. This Thursday I'm only doing 1. It's kind of like what I did with the Funky Fridays, where I'm going to try doing 1, see how it goes. If it does really good, I'll do 2 next week. If it does good, then I'll keep it at 2, but if it does bad, well, then, you know, we gotta go back down to 1. But this will definitely be an interesting series. I like old formats. And then also this Sunday, I'm going to be posting some of the Go LCS. I'm not going to post the Swiss rounds. A lot of people told me they only wanted to see the top cut. There's like 2 groups of people. People that wanted to see the top cut and people that didn't want to see goats at all. So we're just going to do top cut. Like, we're not doing Swiss. It doesn't seem like people want to see Swiss at all. So we're not doing Swiss. We're just going to strictly do the top cut of the LCS. So if it's top 16, then, you know, there's going to be 4 rounds, top 16, top 8, top 4 finals. Also, if possible, because like last LCS, I got sent like all the deck profiles before they were like even posted anywhere. If possible, I will go ahead and I will post all the deck profiles for the GOAT LCS. I'll probably be on like Monday or Tuesday, but that's only if I get sent it. Hopefully I do though, just because, like, I don't know, if you feel like GOAT format is so wild, especially when looking at the list, especially when it's like me, because I don't know like too much about GOATs. Like, I'm decent at GOATs, like very, very, very decent. I'm not good by any means at GOATs. The like side decking, just I can't do it because I've never really done it back then. But yeah, we'll see that coming soon. And with that being said, the DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.